number 2, Michigan. Number 3, TCU. My final thoughts. Basically, this is it. This is my final opinion on the game. We'll put this up later. TCU and Michigan, they play New Year's Eve at 4 p.m. Eastern in the Fiesta Bowl down in Arizona. I'll go ahead and set the record straight, however they put it. My prediction is Michigan wins this game 31-24. I got Michigan advancing. I'll just go ahead and say this. I got Georgia, Michigan. I would like to see Ohio State, TCU, or Michigan, Ohio State to see some underdog or all Big Ten. TCU, Ohio State could be good, actually. You imagine those offenses taking the field. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be a great matchup. And, this game is at 3 o'clock Central Time. If you want tickets, they're as low as $160. I think that's a deal for a playoff game. Michigan comes in 13-0. TCU, Horned Frogs, they're 12-1. This is going to be a battle. This really is. Both of these teams are scoring 40 points a game. So when you have even offenses like that, you got to look at the defensive side of the ball. TCU's given up 25. Michigan's given up about 13.5. Right? Giving up 85 rushing yards. And, let me mute the website. Sorry about that. Michigan hasn't lost. TCU's coming off a loss. I said this in the preview video. TCU could possibly be motivated after losing to Kansas State. Great possibility. Michigan, where do they find their motivation? How are you motivated in these playoffs if you're Michigan and you're undefeated? You haven't lost a game. Here's where the motivation comes in. Even though it was all about them, Michigan lost to Georgia last year. The motivation is, hey, we know what it's like to be in the college football playoff. How about winning the college football playoff, let alone winning one of these games? That's what comes in for Michigan. How much pressure? This is what I want to see. And I think what it might come down to. How much pressure does Michigan's defense put up on Max Duggan? Is this going to be most of the game? Is TCU going to own time of possession? Right? When you look at the schedule for Michigan, by the way, they had a couple games they were battle tested. 34-27, week 4 against Maryland. 27-14. I know they won by 13 points, but that was towards the end of the game. They kind of put it on ice against Iowa. They played a good team in Penn State. They blew them out. They struggled against Illinois 19-17. Here's what's weird, man. They struggled against teams they shouldn't have and teams that maybe you would expect to be close, like Penn State or Ohio State, who's also in the playoffs, of course, we mentioned. They beat Ohio State 45-23. They blew them out. Shut them down. Battle tested. They had a couple close games. They had to pull away, had to get a game winner, get a stop on defense. They were tested against teams that maybe they should have been tested against. Illinois, Iowa, Maryland. At least 3 of those games right there on their schedule, they were tested in, right? They handled Purdue well in the Big Ten title 43-22. So how much pressure can the defense get on Max Duggan? Is that going to be most of the game? And then you look at Michigan, they've been battle tested a little bit. This isn't a they're going to go in and face something they haven't faced all year. What have they not faced? You know, they've had their moments where in some games they had to come back a little bit, have a nail biter of an ending. That's just what they've done. And I guess maybe it matters for this game. Maybe it doesn't. I think it matters because it shows that Michigan, when the game's on the line, when you're down a little bit, um, it shows that you can be that football team to rise up, stand your ground, and win the game. That's what I think is so important um, about Michigan this year and what they've shown. You got TCU, been battle tested all season, many comebacks. We'll get to this next point in a second. I'm sorry. I don't want to jump ahead. TCU, they won 29-28 over Baylor. They won 17-10 over Texas. 34-24 against Texas Tech. They lost, but it was 31-28 against the Kansas State Wildcats, who my Crimson Tide will play in the Sugar Bowl. What else? 42-34 against SMU. They at least won that by 8 points. 38-31 against Kansas. 43-40 against Oklahoma State. 38-28 against Kansas State the first time around. 41-31 against West Virginia. 17-10 against Texas. I mentioned the Baylor game was 29-28. They've had some close games. They've had to come from behind, and they've had to play it close and get the victory, whether it be a field goal, a touchdown, the defense stands up, however they have to do it. This is a team that has been battle tested. This is a team that has worked their tails off this year. This is going to be an offensive battle, in my opinion, in this game. A lot of firepower. J.J. McCarthy versus Max Dugan. You have Blake Corum. You have Kendre Miller. You have Quentin Johnson. And you got Ronnie Bell. I mean, there's a lot of weapons on this football field. You know, where they can, like, there's receivers. They can create space. They can get open. They make big plays downfield, take it to the end zone, touchdown, maybe some field goals in there. There could be a lot of points in this game, honestly. Like I said in my prediction video, I got Michigan 31-24. It wouldn't surprise me too much. That's what I think's going to happen, is Michigan winning by a touchdown and defense showing up late, just because I think that they know what they got to do to close out a game. But this could be in the 40s. Could be in the 30s for both teams. This could be a shootout. Could this be anything? Would it surprise you guys if it's like Georgia's 2017 Rose Bowl victory over Oklahoma? What was the final score again? It was a double overtime. I think it was 55-48 in double OT against Baker Mayfield, the Heisman winner. This could be that good of a game. I really believe that. I know it sounds crazy, but this could be probably one of the greatest semifinals that we have ever seen. And did you expect it to be with these two teams? I didn't. But this is the matchup we have. This is what it's going to be. And we look forward to it on New Year's Eve, this upcoming Saturday.